We're back out here for a ride. Me and Jack. This is the way we go to Cardi's. Look, you ran over here. Yeah, you took off. Look, that's look. That's where you took off. This is Palmerton, Pennsylvania at dusk on March 18th, something like that. And I guess this is Harvard Avenue. That was just Circle Drive. And here we go. That's my seatbelt warning. My dad worked on that. In a second, you'll see my father's what's it, masterpiece. What made him famous as a that's what they called the old catwalk. What's the sign say? No. That's the water tower. Now they weren't home just yesterday morning. This is Harvard Court, and that's the Cardi's down there. That's Mr. Notesline. He was my high school social studies teacher. Every social studies teacher. I bet you they're not home. It's kind of pretty back here though. There are my father's pillars. He built those. I got him the job, but he built them. I guess they're not around. Nope. There's their house. Cardi's house. And that's Gramps' mailbox. Yep. If we looked in there, we'd see a signature. Okay, let's put it back to us. Alright. Swing back, Jackie. Who wants to see me? I don't know what that is on my face. I wear my food on my face though. Street this is. Harvard. I think that's my Easy Pass that's shining in the window. What do you think, Jack? Is that the way to the high school? I used to walk up there every day. 180 school days a year I walked up there, Jack. All uphill. I'd come, I'll show you how I come. The high school's right up the top there. So I'd come down there. And depending on the day, I could either turn here or up here. I think I mostly turned there and then cut down the street, but I maybe occasionally came to this one. And I'll show you where my uncle, or my dad's Uncle Britt, my great Uncle Britt, he lived right where the sun is shining. Right there in that house. That was my Uncle Britt's. Oh boy, do we have the sun. Boy, Jack, that sun is shining right at us. There we go. I'll keep the camera beneath. Again, we're in Palmerton, where nobody comes anymore. We're in Palmerton no more. Then I would come. I never once walked up to my grandfather's or to my mother's, which will be mine. That was Mr. Gamble's. I would walk this way. Now I'll show you the street way because I would cut through. I would come down here. I would turn. And I would turn again. I think I'd cut through here somewhere. Yeah, I would cut through there to the alley and come out onto the alley. I'm not sure exactly where. Somewhere in there. And this is coming up on 3rd Street, which is a very busy street in Palmerton. And then I would turn, and I would look at this. I would look at this every day I went to school and walked home. Okay, and I was almost home. I never got a ride. Never. I was such a likable person. And here we would come. And this is Columbia Avenue, where I grew up. And you'll see our house right there, 216 Columbia Avenue. That's the Turcos right there. That's our house. And then we would come up here and I'd be home from school now. Drop my school bag. I don't really remember all that. This is where the hospital was. That was the hospital. That whole area has been torn down. And St. Luke's bought it and they built a hospital out in Laheyton. Then this was our alley. Right here. And the Talias lived right there. In this house. I think One of those sides was Tobia's. And then you had the Rosie on the right side, Jones, and Al with this new car every year. And there's our house from the back. The green, big green. I'll show you my bedroom. This is where I learned to play basketball. There used to be a garage here. But right there, I shot for hours. That was our wiffle ball field right there in the back. The rock garden. This is where I got sick. This is where it all is. That was our house. And my room is on the second floor, far right. Right there. Let me see if I can get it up there. That's my bedroom. I climbed out on the roof many times. Oh, too many times. And that was our garage. I don't know what happened to the garage, but it's gone. And this is the way to church we went. Well, we went to church every Sunday. But this is a long one. Palmerton, Carbon County, Pennsylvania, United States. And here we'll see where I would walk this way when I was going to the middle school. Yes, Jack, this was the middle school. I spent 4 years here. That was and this is the church. Let's turn right here. Okay, I'll show you our playground. Remember one time Richie Irvin and I were playing out there. Oh, they got lots of people at church. Lots of good Catholics, except me. Someday, maybe. I don't know. Jack, you gotta get over. I'm trying to turn around. And that was our playground in the winter, I guess, when the coal bowl was messed up. We'd come out here for recess in 5th, 6th, 7th grade. That's the school bell from my elementary school. That's the old school bell from Delaware School. Now you'll get to see the town park. You like the town park, don't you, Jack? Yeah, I know you do. Yeah. There's the park. Yeah. You like the park, though, don't you? And this is the way we go to school. We come this way. Oh, I can show you our Little League baseball field. And that's the bandstand that Palmerton's had for forever. And this street was one of the widest downtown streets. And that's the Palmerton Hotel. I guess at one point it was a hotel. What? That used to be, long before I remember, some sort of department store, the second building in. That used to be Parkview. That's what it was. A little ice cream store. That's where the zinc company employees had their union headquarters. That was Shipman's right there. Oh boy, this is Delaware Avenue in Palmerton, Pennsylvania. I better speed it up or I'm gonna. That was Citizens Bank. Right there you have the old administration building for the zinc company. There is the research building. There's the library. My goodness, it's so exciting. There's Burt's on the right. There is, used to be a hardware store. This is the Borough Hall, the original neighborhood house. Oh yeah. And we keep on coming. We're going to want to get to 7th Street so we can see the ball field. I used to play baseball. That used to be an A&P. I don't know what that used to be. Down here, it's pretty new. That's Campton's Funeral Home. That's where I'll deliver my mother's body. Pick her up. Family Dollar, that wasn't there when I was in school. None of this was. And this gas station might have been. That one used to be the Acme right there. This is my dad's original dentist office here, right there, around that corner. There he goes. Yep, his first dentist office. And there's Joey B's, where Sherry and Chip own. Really, what we want to see is the ball field, the high school's original athletic complex. Right here on the left. Delaware Avenue, the 7th Street field. There used to be a clubhouse. We never went in it. I don't know what was stored in there. And the 7th and 8th grade teams I was on, we played at this end. When we were little guys, you can see at the far end down there. This is 7th Street. My grandfather's first house was across from where my friend Todd Menson used to live. So let's go up and we'll show you my grandfather. I didn't even know this until I found out myself. This is Lafayette. All prominent streets are named after colleges. Except, I don't know. Oh, we're beyond, so we'll have to turn around somehow. We'll go up onto Columbia and come back down. See, Jack, I'm giving you a tour of Palmerton. And you can see the mountain, which was always the feature. It kind of defines who we were. The Blue Bombers, which was the name, I think they contributed or raised money towards one of the World War II bombers. And that's the east plant of the zinc company. You kind of see it. Not really, but we'll come up. This is 8th Street. Yes, this is 8th Street. I don't really belong here anymore. No. This is good old Palmerton. And this is Columbia. My friend John North lived up here. I wonder if the bell is still there. They used to have a bell everybody would ring. Keith Perry lived along here somewhere. I'm not sure which house. And there's John North's house. He had a lot of parties. Do they have the bell? The bell is still there. How about that? And then let's turn around to see my grandfather's house. I didn't even know this, really. He lived here. He moved here in 1919, maybe 1920, but one or the other. And I know it's catty corner. That's Todd Menson's house, where it used to be. The kind of gray one. See? See, that's where Todd Menson lived. My grandfather lived, I think, on... Was it that one? It was one of these, but 564. He actually got married here to Elsie. It was one of these two. I'm not sure which one, but one of these houses was his. I don't think he owned it. He probably rented it. I guess. I don't know. My grandfather didn't talk much about the past. He liked Martha's Vineyard. He spent lots of time on Martha's Vineyard. Last time I was on Martha's Vineyard was picking up... No, Pam was on Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, so... Probably that vacation. I should go back. Maybe that's what I'll do on our vacation. Jack, how would you like to go to Martha's Vineyard? We could take the boat over. Sure could. And it's cool enough that there won't be very many people there. So we could walk around. You can see Providence is a pretty nice town. Nothing glamorous about it, but good place to grow up, I guess. If we weren't getting poisoned with lead. And that didn't happen to everybody. Just me and Buffy. Wonder why. Now he's got the same body as I do. What the heck didn't he get it? Let's go down this way. And this is where Lorraine Carty lives now. But this was the old Hesse house. Jack! That was where the Hesses used to live. And we're on Columbia again. I didn't drive on Franklin at all. And this is where was the entrance to Residence Park. I'm wondering who built this long wall. Had to be built by the company. The New Jersey Zinc Company. This was the entrance. So we'll be going in the entrance to the Zinc Company into Residence Park. That's where the plant manager used to live. That is 2 acres, I think. And that's now Mrs. Leshock's house. So now we're going uphill. Ahmed and you were either going uphill or downhill. That was where Ray Smith lived. I didn't know him that well, but they played a basketball tournament there one Memorial Day, I think. And we're getting closer again. I think I dropped down the street too. I don't know. I never went this way. Well, I'll show you, I never turned right. I really didn't go to my grandfather's house that often. He was never there. He was in Florida or Martha's Vineyard most of the time. He was in Palm in a couple of months. And that's where we live. That's where I'll hopefully I won't have to sell it. We have to. That's Smith Avenue. It's 3rd Street out there. And that's the Olivias, our next door neighbors. That's where Kristen, I don't know if I said it right. And here's my garage. And my basketball court I just had put up this year. Where else am I gonna live? If I don't live here, where else? See, I got bikes, snow blowers, I'll be buying a lawnmower soon. Today I had a bad day. Started off okay, and I lost my phone twice in 20 minutes. You have to be pretty damn talented to do that. I have ADHD. I have a severe case. I have what they call rejection sensitive dysphoria. That's awful. And there is no treatment. I have major depression, which is untreatable except with ketamine. And it's only lasts 30 days at most for me. I guess everybody's different. That's where my mother parks. See? Her garage door. And let's introduce, Jack was with us the whole time, right? And you didn't even bark once. You're such a good service dog. Okay, dog. Say, I'm his service dog. Yeah. I lick his face when he goes into a panic. So Jack will lead the way. Go ahead, Jack. Go ahead. You're the man. When Jack gets off this leash, watch out. He knows it and he takes off. I've seen tailbacks not go as fast as him. That's the Olivias. And my mind's going blank. Our other neighbors, that's our backyard. And that's our tour of Palmerton. Say goodbye, Jack, to all your new friends.